I believe that we all deserve a beautiful bedroom. It's the last thing we see before we close our eyes and go to sleep at night, and it's the very first thing that we see when we wake in the morning. We spend so many of the hours of our life in the bedroom. So, don't we deserve a beautiful space in which to spend those hours? It is not determined by the size of the bed, the size of the room, the size of the house, the amount of money spent on the furnishings. None of those things can limit the beauty that you bring into your bedroom. Most of the things that you're going to see today in this master bedroom were thrifted finds, Facebook Marketplace finds, and gifts. And some were even trash picked. So I have so much fun telling you about those things because I want to give you the encouragement and the inspiration to know that the beauty of your home is not based on your income or your means. Now, some of you may have a limitless income. And for those of you where that is true, I would say to you, it's fun to thrift store shop. It's just fun. It's fun to see what you can find for fabulous prices. It's much more challenging, in my opinion, to try to find and seek out bargains of beautiful things to go in your home rather than just going into a run-of-the-mill furniture store or having the same look that everyone else has that buys in that store. So, whether your income be large or small, I challenge you to create a beautiful bedroom and try to do it with a limited amount of resources. It's challenging. I think it causes you to use more of your creative skills. And I think when you're done, you're going to have a curated and personal look that suits you perfectly and brings beauty into your home and a restfulness to your space. I hope you all enjoy the tour today. I'm Sharon and this is Southern.Bella.Home. I want to invite you over to the Southern.Bella.Home blog, southern.bella.home.com, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Go back and watch our fall kitchen tour, our fall living room and parlor tour, and my fall pantry tour. You all have been so very kind with your comments, and I really feel like you have enjoyed those tours, so I invite you to go back and look at those if you've not seen them. And I would love it if you would come over to Instagram and Facebook and give me a follow. That would really help me, as well as subscribing here on YouTube and giving me likes and comments if you enjoy the content that you see. If you see anything that you would suggest that I change about our bedroom or add, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I get so many wonderful comments from my followers and my subscribers, and so I really take those comments to heart. And a lot of those things I really listen to and try to implement in our home. So I hope you all enjoy the tour, and I pray that you have a wonderful day.
Well, come on in. As you will see if you've been on any of my previous tours of this master bedroom, the furniture arrangement is basically the same. You'll notice a couple of new antique pieces that we picked up since the last tour, and they were pieces that I feel like really completed the space. I want to make sure that I convey to you, as you look around this room, I don't know what station of life you're in, what season. I don't know what type of home you have, but I want you to know that you do deserve a pretty bedroom. And you can have a pretty bedroom on a very small budget. Almost every single thing that you see in this room has been thrifted or picked up on Facebook Marketplace or given to us. So you do not have to go to a furniture store and spend thousands of dollars. Quite frankly, you do not even have to go to an antique store, because I have come to realize that antique stores really don't hold the best bargains. They're great for inspiration, but they're not the best for prices. The lamp here in the corner was, of course, a thrifted find for $6 with its beautiful golden roses, and it lights up my treasure, My treasure is in those picture frames. My children, my grandchildren, my husband, my family, and they sit atop the buffet that used to be in the dining room. But now I love having that buffet in this room. I also really needed the extra storage that it provided, so it has worked out great. This is one of the new antique pieces that we recently purchased. I shouldn't say antique. It's antique styled, but I don't really know the age of the piece. I do know that it was in excellent condition. I bought it from a young couple that were moving, and I actually brought it home and took the slip covers off of it and put them in the washing machine with OxyClean. One thing I liked about it was this lattice on the back of the chair. So if I ever had to have it out in a space where the back could be seen, it is just as lovely as the front, and it's very comfortable. The painting that you see here above it was a gift from a friend who had friends who were dismantling their parents' home, and they had their estate sale, and they had the time when the family came in and got what they wanted, and this beautiful painting was left. Oh, I was just thrilled to pieces. It's a palette knife piece, and all of the paperwork is on the back side. It's from a gallery in New York, and it is in the style of Monet. It's impressionistic, which is my favorite kind of painting. And I just love the fact that it's a painting of a fountain and people are all around the fountain enjoying it, and reminds me of the fountains in the squares of Savannah. So I really loved it because of that. The Empire mirror that you see here, if I'm not mistaken, it was part of a lot that we bought at the end of an auction when I had an antique booth. And we bought a lot of things. When I say a lot, I don't mean the word a lot. I mean a lot, which is what they call groupings of items. And I think the grouping that this was in, believe it or not, was $1. They were trying to get rid of things at the end of the day. They did not want to load things back onto the trucks. And so they sell things for ridiculous prices that did not sell during the day of the auction. And we got a bunch of old chairs and trunks and things like that, and this mirror was part of it for $1. Don't ask me why it didn't sell, but I sure was thankful that it did not sell. This chifforobe here, I bought it at a thrift store, and it is where my husband keeps his clothing, part of his clothing, I should say, and he really loves this piece. I never refinished it, and he doesn't want me to. And up above it is a beautiful painting by his grandmother. This is a painting of a lake that belongs to their family up in New York. Todd has taken me to this lake, and the boat is still there. Such a beautiful spot. And below it sits a Bible that belonged to his great-grandfather, yes, great-grandfather, that fought in the Civil War. It's kind of unusual to think that he could have a great-grandfather that fought in the Civil War, but it's true because of his age. And this other chair over here is another one of the pieces that I've recently picked up on Facebook Marketplace. I forgot to say that both of those chairs were $25 each. $25. This is why I say that you do not have to spend a lot of money to have a beautiful bedroom. Most everyone can afford a $25 chair. You spend more than that going to get a fast food dinner for your family. Hey, one night have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and pick up something pretty for your bedroom that you can enjoy every single day. So I really loved the shape of this piece. One day I may tell you the story behind it. There was a very unique and personal story from the woman that I bought it from. I won't go into it now, but trust me when I say it was more than ironic that we met over this chair. The curtains that you see hanging in our bedroom are not really curtains. They are antique lace tablecloths that I gathered several of before my son's rehearsal dinner when he was to be married. And they serve as our curtains. That picture there is of my husband's great-grandfather that fought in the Civil War. He is at Gettysburg, where he was in the Gettysburg battle, and this was a reunion picture that I just love to have on display here. Over the past couple of years, I've been gathering rugs for our home. I've really been trying to find antique Persian rugs or very nice wool hooked rugs. And this year I found two for our bedroom. The smaller one here on Facebook Marketplace for $45 and the larger Kashan rug. I couldn't believe that I found a rug this huge. This bedroom used to be 2 bedrooms, and at some point in the history of this home, a wall was removed, making it 1 large bedroom. Here on the back of the bed, you see 3 Euro-size pillows, and they're covered in a gold Dupioni silk fabric with box pleats. I found that fabric for $7. It was an entire bolt of Dupioni silk, and I had enough to make these box-pleated shams for these 3 Euro inserts, and I still have quite a bit of the fabric left. I found the beautiful wine-colored velvet pillow with the fringe trim at a local thrift store, and I took it to our local monogram shop, and for $10 I was able to get that huge monogram put on the pillow, which I was amazed that was only $10. Such a bargain for such a custom look. And above the bed, I have a wreath that I've had for many years. I just tucked some orange flowers in this year, some orange dried flowers, hung with some velvet and satin ribbons, atop of a mirror that was given to me by a niece, and it belonged to a dresser, but we did not need the dresser, but I really love the shape of the mirror, so I use it here above our bed. It seems the older that I get, the more sentimental I am about the things that I display in our home. I really want everything to have some type of meaning or connection for our family. You see Todd's baby picture and my baby picture. I love that every time I see that. I just think about our 2 hearts being woven together, and how God has ordained our relationship and brought us together from such far reaches of the country. He, a New York Yankee, and me, a little Georgia Southern girl, and how we came together is such a blessing, and I'm so thankful for God's mercy and grace. Above the 2 armoires, you'll notice 2 large oil paintings. They are both from thrift stores. My husband made this frame. This is of a field of sorghum growing, and the other picture on the other side above the other armoire is a beautiful southern magnolia. Recently, I covered this little stool with a linen pillow sham to match Miss Scarlett, our settee here. I have not covered the back of Miss Scarlett yet. It still holds its old mustard velvet fabric, but one day I'll get to the back. Right now I'm just enjoying the fact that I got the front covered. Over at my dressing table is my grandmother's dressing chair. I really love every day being able to enjoy knowing that was my grandmother's dressing chair at her dressing table. And in this large split oak basket you see next to the candelabra, that is where I keep my hats. And this green train case was my mother's train case. Atop it is a few of my glove collection that I've told you about before, a few of those pieces. And the pair of beautiful porcelain candlesticks that I found for $25. And last year, this is quite a silly and frivolous purchase here in the South, but I bought a mink coat, a beautiful beautiful mink coat at a thrift store. Here in our town, or in the town where I grew up, there was a furrier called Barnes Furs, and it was quite noteworthy. It was a very high-end fur purveyor, and only the wealthy would purchase a coat in Barnes Furs. And I found this mink coat for $40, and I had to hang the pair of opera gloves with the tags still attached to give me the happy little whimsical thought that back in the day, someone probably wore this beautiful mink coat and their opera gloves to hear a beautiful opera or a symphony. I don't know, just one of those silly stories that I make up in my head that keeps the child alive inside of me. And here you see my dressing table. I really use this space. I highly recommend a ladies' dressing table. If you do not have one, it is just so nice to have a space where you can get ready and be able to see well and keep all of your things in order. And I wanted to point out that in my rug here, there is mint green, my favorite color. I had never noticed any Persian rugs that had the mint green color in it, and so I was really excited when I found that. But this is my favorite view of the bedroom for the fall, just looking at the fall linens, just a few pieces of fall greenery and stems in various places, one little pumpkin, the amber glass lamps brought out from my trash pick years ago. But this is the fall bedroom, and mainly the reason that I show it to you is to inspire you that you do not have to spend a lot of money to have a beautiful space. Fill your bedroom with beautiful things that you love. Go looking at thrift stores and have a budget in mind and think to yourself, I need something for this spot and I'm only going to spend $10, and see what you can come away with. I believe that you can create a beautiful space. And as I always remind you, my friends, remember to keep home sweet, and may the good Lord bless and keep you until the next time we meet. Bye, y'all.